Hey guys, welcome back to the MX Garage. I just arrived from my trip and as you can see there's a lot of boxes, so I'm gonna unpack them and then start the project of fixing all the stuff which needs to be fixed on the MX-1. Let's unpack these boxes and see what I bought. Let's start with this. This is a tool to cut 20mm threads. It's a bunch of things. M20 nuts, which are 50mm long. The Heim joints, M20. In England, they also build custom steerings with Heim joints, and usually they use the M16. I use the M20 simply because of the reason that I really don't want it to break ever. So let's beef it up by a little bit. 20mm colors. That's like Christmas. Except I bought everything for myself. So this is a heavy duty clutch. A 20mm steel rod. I have the feeling this could be some new old wheels for me. I bought those used. They seem alright. They're a little bit bigger than the other ties I'm used to. In here, there's probably the entire steering set, meaning everything else which I don't have. It's a steering column, so if I twist this, these move, and then I can attach those, and this will then move the wheels. Give you a rubber here. Then a steering linkage. So you can have this out here. The steering wheel. I will see if I prefer this one or the other one. I might swap them, but for steering wheel this is not bad. This is definitely nicer than the plastic ones I usually have on it. Some foam, more foam, very important. More foam, yes. A little bit of foam. And the black foam, that's the biggest. And more foam. And this is probably just to plug into the steering wheel. This is how it looks. And the last thing which arrived, a proper bucket seat. I'm gonna start building it now. And I made a sketch, so I have a plan on how I want to build it. But before, I have to take the front end off. So that's what I will be doing now. I will catch you when I got it off and start with the more interesting parts. So here we are. I got the front off. And now it's time to take the last bits of it and measure a little bit, figure out where I want to mount things and how my plan actually will work. After taking the last bits apart and taking some measurements, I could adjust my drawings. So what you see here is over here and here there are two Heim joints, and then a 20mm axle here and here going into the wheel, and then an extra plate to give it some strength. To be able to disassemble it, there needs to be a gap here so I can slide it down. This gap needs to be the same as here. And by knowing this distance now, since I measured it over here, it's 90mm, I can adjust all the other measurements. So this distance is 90, those are 25, and meaning that this needs to be 25 and this needs to be 25, giving a total distance of 140. And I will finally start chopping some things after looking at it for like an hour. So I cut some steel now and this is how it looks. I have my two Heim joints holding the rod, and of course they can pivot and by that adjust the camber. And there's also this rod which the wheel will go onto. Of course I will notch this end so it goes nicely on it and weld it. But in addition I will also weld a plate roughly like this. Of course not like this plate, but I will also put 8mm bolt in here to hold it in place. That's the idea. So now I just have to do it. So let's get to welding. It's ugly like every time, but for now this is good enough. I will grind it a little bit and then I will add the plate. I got everything cut and set up, so now it's time to weld it. I think that's gonna be really strong. Something else I will need to do is, this is 20 millimeters and the ball bearings I ordered, they didn't arrive yet, but they are something in inches, so they will be 19.6 millimeters. So I will have to make this slightly slimmer. I will figure that out when it comes, so. But for now, doesn't look too bad. So here we are, it's kind of like the drawing. I'm quite excited. However, I need to wait for the right ones of those. I learned that M20 is not necessarily M20. This M20 has a pitch of 2.5 millimeters, while those only of 1.5. So I ordered the correct ones, and then I will weld it to this piece. I will probably cut it around here, and then just use the middle section, but I will see how I will do that. This is how it looks with the wheel. Obviously, I also need to consider the ride height since all this changes, and I will cross that when I get to it. I'm quite happy how this one turned out, so all I have to do is make another one, which I did. It's right here. I followed the same steps and made a copy of it. I intentionally left this part a little longer since I can always cut it off, and so I have the possibility to adjust how far the wheel should go out. But the next step will be mounting this one here and adding this. However, this has a pitch of 1.5 millimeters and this 2.5. Apparently M20 is not just the M20. I ordered a new nut with a 1.5 millimeter pitch. It will take a couple of days before it arrives, meaning that for the next couple of days I can't do much, so I might just release this video and start the editing and then just release it as soon as possible. But we will continue this, finishing the knuckles, getting it on the spar, getting the bar on the lawnmower, attaching the steering rack and a lot more stuff. So please subscribe so you don't miss out on this build. It's gonna be maybe a little bit more slow pace than usual, since I want to take the time to make it proper and actually have something which lasts. But thank you so much for watching and see you in the next episode. Bye!